Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. About over a year ago now, I legally changed my name, and so I'm here today to tell you that story. So my birth name was Hannah Catherine Cadlick Balbuena, which is a very long name. And I just never associated with Hannah Catherine, which is the double first name, or my nickname that I was given, which was Katie. And it just never really made sense to me why I had been given the birth name but only ever was called the nickname. And so growing up, I would just like try it out different places. Like at church, I would tell people, call me Hannah. And I was like, that's not really me. We would go to new schools all the time. And so when I would introduce myself, I would try something new every time and see like, who do I want to be? And it just, I don't know, like I could never figure out what my name was that like felt like who I am. So for years I just had this idea of changing my name, and it just seemed so exciting and cool, and I was like, I'll never do it. It's too expensive, first of all, but also like, what would I even change it to? Would I change it to just my nickname legally, or would I completely pick a new name? And that just seemed super out there, so I was like, maybe in another life I would do that, but no, I'm too afraid. I'm too insecure to do that. So after years and years, probably like, I don't know, I think I had been talking to my husband about this for our entire dating relationship. So it probably had been like 10 or 11 years at this point. I was bringing it up again, and he was like, why do you keep bringing this up if you're not actually gonna do it? Like, you should just make up your mind. Why don't you go and just write down some names that you like? Backing up just a little bit to show you what led up to this moment. We had moved out and we were like going through this long season of bouncing around in different Airbnbs and basically living day to day, and God just really revealed himself to me. I had gone through so much of my adult life with depression and was very suicidal, just didn't know my identity and didn't really feel like I knew who God was. Like, just, it was very religion based, and there was no relationship there, and so I was just questioning what my purpose in life was. But during this season of moving, God showed up in such a major way and just like really stripped away everything I ever knew and helped me to understand who he really is and how he sees me and who I really am. And so when we had finally found our home, this is where Vince and I had this conversation of like changing my name again, and it finally felt like, instead of just, oh, I just want a new name because, you know, I don't know what this other name is, like I just want something new. It became this whole thing of, I'm a confident woman now. I know my identity, and I want to have something to hold on to that represents that in my life, and that whenever I hear this name, it reminds me that I'm not the same and shows me what I've come out of. So yeah, so then my husband told me, go write down some names, just see what you even like. If you don't think of anything, you don't have to. We could just like change your nickname and call you that for a while and just see if you like it. So that really encouraged me, and even just him pushing me like, you've been talking about this for years, like what are you gonna do about it? I was like, you're right. So I went in the room, I wrote down 4 names, and Kira was one of the names on there, and I just knew immediately, like, this is the name. Something that I don't know if everyone knows about me, but when I make up my mind to do something, I don't waste any time, and I don't need time to think on it. I just make a decision and I go. So I found the name, and I think within the hour, I texted everyone I knew and was like, I'm changing my name, this is my new name. At this point, I wasn't planning on doing it legally. I was just gonna have it be my new nickname. And I think either by the end of the day or the next day, I had decided to change it legally, because my husband was like, no, why don't you just go ahead and do it? Like, what's this money, like at the end of your life? You know, it's nothing, like just go for it. So I was so excited that he was pushing me to do that. It was cool because after just such a short amount of time, it was as if like certain people were like, this is all they ever knew me to be, and it just made me feel really special and loved, that people would just take the time to change something in their mind and to really go along with this whole change, which is like, you know, especially for my husband, he knew me for so long, and family members who had known me as my old name for my whole life, for people to just jump on board and to just go with it, it was so meaningful to me. And something that blessed me incredibly was just my husband in the whole process. He was like taking the initiative on everything. He made it so easy for me. He set up all of my court things and like printed off all the papers, filled them all out, and all I had to do was sign it. And he didn't even ask me, like he would just do it and then brought it to me. And I was like, wait, what? You did all this? And find you someone like that. For anyone who is still searching for who they are and trying to figure out what their purpose in life is, you don't have to change your name like I did to experience that kind of breakthrough and freedom. Whatever it looks like for you, that's your story. And this just happened to be mine. And I love it. I love that this finally got to happen for me. And if that happens for you, I'm excited too. But just know that it doesn't have to be some big extravagant thing. It can be just taking one small step each day and just obeying what God has put in front of you. Thanks for listening to my story, and I hope you enjoyed and that you got something out of this and felt really blessed today.